Hi guys, I'm Dan Whittaker. Today we're going to take a look at how we can take the timing out of your swing by getting into the slot. So guys, this is the third part in the series. If you haven't watched 1 and 2, please do so. Links are up here. Part 1 was first one-piece takeaway. Second part was getting synced at the top. Now we're taking a look at how we can get you into the slot in the downswing. Really important to get it in the slot coming down. That's going to allow you to deliver the club and the body to the ball at impact in the most efficient, reliable way possible, taking out a lot of timing deficiencies in your game. Let's take a look at how we're going to do this and how you can apply that to your game. So guys, today we're going to have a look at how we can getting the club into the slot. So getting the club in the slot is something that's a bit of a buzzword. You see lots of tour players getting the club into a superb delivery position, okay? Yet we see lots of amateurs or even some other pros actually getting it a little bit funky. But you see some guys who are in off positions at the top, yet they get that downswing into a great position. So getting that downswing in a great position is going to allow you to take the timing out of the impact. You're going to be able to deliver the body and the club together. So what we're looking at is once you are at the top of the backswing, when we talk the slot, okay, a reference point is when it's slow, is you're trying to get the club somewhere come through the middle of your forearm. So if you ever view it on camera or you ever look at golf magazines, they'll often talk about when the club is called bisecting the forearm, so it's going through the middle of it here. If it's over it or a mile under it, the club's slightly out of position, a little bit steep, a little bit shallow. Shallow is a better place to be than steep, okay? We'll get to why that is in a moment because that's going to give you some compression. So when we're talking about getting the club into the slot, okay, from the top here, trying to get the elbow to work forward towards the front of the hip. You've got to make sure you've turned the hips enough though. If you haven't turned enough, you haven't got any room to get that elbow to move forwards. So what we're then looking at is once you're making this transition across, you can see how that elbow is moving forwards. It's getting towards the front of the right hip, okay? And the left shoulder is cleared away from the chin, and the left arm has got some room, okay? Now, the big problem I see a lot of people doing is they get that elbow backwards, so they start down, and that elbow goes backwards and the shaft steepens. Now the club is so out of position here that you're going to have to early extend to shallow the club at the bottom. So effectively, the club is going steep to shallow, okay? Now, you've got two things that can affect. You're either going to get the player who, once he's gone steep and shallow and delivers it this way, which is going to be prone to a lot of blocks, hands very far forwards in front of the club, or the other player who goes steep to shallow and flips it. Okay, he's trying to deliver it. A guy who struggled with this type of transition and moving the downswing was Luke Donald. So when Luke was world number 1, although he was world number 1 and he hit the ball with his wedges and stuff like that, unbelievably, he chipped and putted amazing, he was a terrible driver of the golf ball. Okay, he was the worst combination we could ever have. Sounds awful me saying that, world number 1, but genuinely it was shocking because he was short and crooked. Okay, that is never lasting in pro golf, and it's why he initially went to Chuck Cook to change the swing, because he wanted to be able to drive the ball more reliably. My opinion, I think he just went a bit late to make those changes. A year or two earlier, I think he'd have probably gone on and win a major. Hopefully he goes on and wins one anyway. But anyway, back to this getting the club in the slot. You watch someone like Adam Scott, that club just falls beautifully down here, okay? But because the arms are in front and he's synced at the top, that elbow is able to move to the front of the hip. But at the top of the backswing, where he's getting into the slot, that club's shallowing, okay? So the club's almost falling slightly into his fingers and the right palm is slightly going backwards, okay? But if we see now as that right palm goes backwards, that elbow moves forwards. If I push with the right palm, the elbow goes backwards and the shaft steepens. So I see quite a lot of players doing this, and obviously, like I say, that's linked to that early extension. So to get the club coming down in the perfect position, you're going to let that club slightly shallow, the elbow's going to go forwards. From there, you can then rotate and cover the golf ball at impact. So you can allow the club to work out and on top of the ball rather than underneath this way, okay? If you're getting it on top, you're going to be more covered, you're going to get more compression, you're going to get a more powerful trajectory, you're going to trap the golf ball. There's 6 or 7 great things just mentioned there. All of those things are going to allow you to control the club. What else you're going to be able to do is if you get that club here, and then secondly, you let that club work out, the club can then work around with the body. Working around with the body is obviously going to be key, and that's obviously going to be in the impact area. So being able to get it in the slot, though, is really, really, really important, okay? But getting it there is going to be key to how you let that club shallow, letting it feel like it goes backwards slightly to the right wrist, where that elbow is moving, okay? As a little drill for you, take hold of it in the right arm, left hand underneath the outside of the elbow, take it to the top, keep that elbow forward, make the transition, feel the elbow's being pulled forward with that hand, then come to the impact position. It's a great way to feel it because it's at least getting that elbow to start moving in that direction. If you're struggling with it might be just a bit of tension in your lat, maybe it needs a bit of stretching, or it may be this hasn't been used and you just need to get those feelings. So those things are really going to help your game. You don't want the elbow to go backwards. If anything, you want the club a little bit more shallow than it ever going steepening them back. So that's going to lead to that early extension, a lot of throw, or the different positions of the club coming through impact that we've just talked about. Hope you enjoyed that video, guys. I think some really good information in there in being able to help your transition. I think it's going to be massive in what you're trying to do. Being able to deliver the club to the ball in the most efficient manner possible. Next in the series is going to be how to use the lower body. If you want to know a bit more on the right elbow delivery, we've got a link up here to an old video. What we did in that talks about how the right elbow and right shoulder moves in the downswing. So some great information in there which can be applicable to what we've just done. So go back and watch that, it'd be fantastic. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Links below right here. Got loads of new content coming all the time. Thanks a lot for watching. Go on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, like, follow, etc. on those because we're on there daily, updating it with some great content. Thanks a lot for watching. I really look forward to talking with you again very soon.